Holographic inserts are presently posing a threat to your population, even though most of you have no idea this technology exists, and the development of your HSP is your primary insurance for neutralizing that malaise. The Zeta desire to rob you of your evolutionary birthright to HSP as well as removing your freedom of effective choice through clear perception. Though the abilities of HSP are only now beginning to surface within your masses, the development of these abilities, through the acceleration of your evolutionary imprint, can be achieved. There are methods you can use as conscious individuals to begin this evolutionary acceleration. To understand the premises of which we speak and employ the technologies we will offer to you. You do not have to enjoy esoteric philosophies or practice ritualized ceremony to understand and develop a working relationship with the soul matrix. The soul matrix is a scientific phenomenon as well as a spiritual reality. It could be viewed as a naturally occurring structure within the manifestation of life force patterns, much as is the observable structure of your DNA and cellular patterning. Spirituality is simply the portion of true, universal science that you do not as yet understand, for science is truly the mechanics of consciousness and its manifestations, and consciousness is the true spiritual essence of the universe, and all life forms contained within it. The Zeta-controlled society. At a later time in other transmissions, we will provide more information for you on the conscious acceleration of the evolutionary imprint and the development of HSP. The threat of holographic inserts in the Zeta forced matrix transplant is a reality within your system for the time period spanning the next 75 to 100 years, 1997 through 2072 to 2097, primarily within the next 50 years, 1997 through 2047. After that time, because of the larger evolutionary cycles of which Earth is a part, the Zeta plan will either have met with success or failed. Humanity's ability to overcome its present vulnerability to holographic inserts and accelerate its own evolutionary process will be the primary factor in determining the outcome of these events. If the old Zeta agenda does succeed, humans will be unaware of this, as the majority will be transplanted into the Zeta collective mind matrix by this time, and will be programmed to see only the status quo and the permanent holographic structures held in place by the collective program. If they succeed, there will seem to be improvements in many areas, such as health and healthcare, environmental restoration, and economic stability that would appear through the use of a centralized, electronically mandated world banking system that regulates the flow and conversion of plastic money on a global scale through a centrally located computerized network that is Zeta operated. Humans will have no idea that the Zeta, and the primary 13 corporations that they covertly direct, are behind these institutions. It is this invisible Big Brother network that your biblical prophecies of the One World Order are referring to. There is a big difference between a free, united global collective and a centrally managed network of covert regulatory systems. There will be well-organized spiritual congregations with powerful, authoritative leadership, who will indoctrinate specific ideological interpretations of traditional and New Age theologies. Miraculous happenings will become commonplace and things will seem much better than they are in your present times. Humanity will seem to be reaching new heights as the Zeta covertly assist the species and the planet to fulfill greater visions of achievement. Then the Zeta will begin to infiltrate their new high-achieving hybrids into the populace and systematically begin the extermination of the genetically undesirable humans. In the Zeta-controlled society, you will notice a marked drop in the interest in HSP and ideologies that would lead to its implementation, and a rapid advancement of technological development. These attributes of the Zeta society might seem seductive, as through the holographic programs you would seem to be living more comfortable lifestyles than you had ever known. But if you were able to see, which you would not, as your HSP would be disengaged, the desecration of your soul matrix and of the planet that existed in reality behind the holograms, you would not be seduced. You would also notice, in the Zeta society, a large increase in emotional and psychological problems, As we mentioned before, forced matrix transplant has its drawbacks, which will be chemically treated through drug therapy. A new mental disorder will emerge wherein the individuals will seem to flip between a multitude of identities and be unable to keep consistent focus of identity in time. Chemical imbalances within the body systems will be found and viewed as the cause of the difficulties when in truth the chemical imbalances and resulting perceptual distortions will both be the symptoms of the forced matrix transplant. There will also be an increase in subtle memory disturbances that resemble senility, but that occur within a wide range of the population. Certain elements will be placed in the water systems of many countries, for purification purposes, that will serve to avert some of these symptoms of the forced matrix transplant and assist the human body in remaining within the controlled frequency structure by repressing the emotional systems. These would be some of the earlier indications that the Zeta plan had succeeded. If humans are able to effectively accelerate their evolution and develop the HSP senses to some degree, creating stronger connections to their soul matrices, before the frequency fence that would scramble those higher frequencies is in place, the unenlightened Zeta will be unable to fulfill their objectives. In this event, they would either depart to other systems or join with their fellow Zeta who are working with the Ethian and others toward enlightened brotherhood. Some of the interior government forces would remain, but without the advantages of power and knowledge provided by their Zeta cohorts, their power to manipulate would be diminished.